Hey guys, it's Medic Prepper 611 here. Today we're going to do a little bit of a public service announcement video, and the topic is going to be about your responsibilities in providing first aid to other people. And reason for making the video is, I've been on YouTube watching videos and being part of the community for a number of years now, so I've watched a lot of the videos, and one thing I've always noticed is there are a ton of different first aid videos out there, and that's great, but it's also bad in a way. And the reason it's good is because the information is available, and it's more easily available to people. But the bad part is the information isn't always good, guys. One thing you have to keep in mind when you're watching these videos that these people are putting out is you don't know them. You have no idea what level of training they really have, and you have no idea what their background really is. And it's sad to say, but a lot of these people are putting out bad information, or a lot of these people that are putting together videos about how to do certain things have received bad information and they're passing it along. And it's a very dangerous thing. It's bad enough if you, when you're going to provide first aid to someone else, doesn't know what you're doing, but then when you turn around and you have no idea what you're doing and you try to teach somebody else to do it the same way, that just makes the situation 10 times worse. So, what I really want to hit home with this is, we all, even me being a paramedic, have the responsibility to understand the equipment that we're going to be using and understand how to use it properly, when to use it, when not to use it, and what effect it's going to have, whether it be good or bad, on the person that we're trying to help. And, anybody can splint an arm. Anybody can give somebody a pill. Anybody can bandage a wound. But that doesn't mean you understand why you're doing it. Doesn't mean you understand how it's going to help the person. And that's the big difference. I'm not a paramedic because I can splint someone's arm. I'm not a paramedic because I can start IVs. Being able to give aspirin and nitroglycerin and morphine and fentanyl and all these other medications isn't what makes me a paramedic. What makes me a paramedic is knowing what effect all those interventions are going to have on the body, and how it's going to positively or negatively impact the patient that I'm trying to help. That's what makes me a paramedic. I can teach anybody to give some pills. I can teach anybody to splint an arm. But to understand how to do it properly without hurting the person, or to understand how that pill that you're giving that person is going to help them in this given situation, is the crucial step in providing knowledgeable first aid. And that's what is missing out there, sadly enough. A prime example of this, and I kind of stumbled on this, I'm putting together a video about tourniquets, and just by doing a Google search, I was looking up some information on one of the manufacturer's websites. A video popped up on YouTube, and I thought, well, I'll check it out. And it was bad. The information was not good. It was a dangerous video. The easiest way to put this is, people think, well, I have a tourniquet, okay, and I'm going to put that on and I'm going to save somebody's life. And that very well may be the case. You may make a difference and help that person. But the other side of that coin is if you don't have the right tourniquet, you're not applying it in the proper location, you don't know why you're using it, you don't know what to look for to make sure that you've put it on properly, you very well could kill that person when you think you're saving their life. And you're not even going to know that you're doing it. You're going to be patting yourself on the back and thinking that you did everything you can to save that person when literally you killed them. And there's no reason to have that. So, what I'm getting at with this video, guys, is whatever piece of equipment that you're wanting to use, whatever medical supply that you want to use, be as knowledgeable about it as you can. Learn as much about it as you can. Research it. Look at the manufacturer's information. Look at real medical training videos, not just YouTube videos, but search for medical training videos and get the highest quality information that you can get. I do my best to put out some good information, but to go that in depth, it takes a while to plan videos and to make sure that you can put it out there in a way that people with not a lot of medical training are going to understand, and it's not going to bore them to death. That's the challenge that I run into with a lot of these videos. To provide high quality first aid, you need a good basis of information on how the body works and a little bit of anatomy, and knowing how it's going to, whatever you do is going to positively or negatively impact the outcome of the person you're trying to help. And to put together a video that is short and concise enough, but yet provides enough information and doesn't bore everybody to death, is a very difficult task. I've got 4 or 5 videos I'm working on right now, and it's a bear going through and taking information out and putting more information in, and trying to make it bearable to watch yet informational is a challenge. So you're going to have to do your own homework on some of the equipment that you want to put in your kits. There's people out there putting together kits and they have stuff in there that they have no business having because they don't have a clue how to use it. Don't be that person. I would rather people walk around with band-aids and alcohol swabs and know how to clean and dress a wound properly, rather than walking around with chest decompression needles, tourniquets, suturing equipment, stuff like that have no business using it because they don't know how to. And it's just a real dangerous situation. If you're providing first aid to a person, they're putting faith in you that you understand what you're doing and that you're not going to hurt them. So think about that when you guys are putting all this crap in your kits. Anybody could put together a first aid kit and it look all big and cool and it's fucking badass and all this other shit, but you could hurt somebody, and just keep that in mind. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching or anything else, but a lot of the stuff you're going to encounter is going to be simple and minor and whatever else. But there may be that one situation you run up on where somebody really does need help. And yes, you've got the equipment that you could help that person, but you really don't know how to use it. And that's not the time to be fumble fucking around with something because you don't know how to use it. And then you end up actually hurting that person. So take the time, guys. It's your responsibility if you're putting together a kit to know how to use everything in it. Take the time, learn about the equipment, research it, and do everything you can do with it. Train with it. Do whatever you can do to learn how to use that piece of equipment as effectively as you can, and understand why it's going to help the person when you apply it, or why that medication is going to help the person when you give it, and what could possibly happen if you give it and you shouldn't have. Try to do your best to research that information. It's out there. You may have to hunt a little bit for it, but it's out there, and it's the responsible and it's the right thing to do, especially if you plan on providing first aid. The worst thing you can do and the hardest thing to live with is the fact that you make a mistake and it hurts somebody, or because you didn't do what you were supposed to, it hurt somebody when they needed you the most. People think that when you become a paramedic or when you become an EMT or whatever else, that you just magically get that card and you know it and you don't ever have to do anything again. We train a lot. We have trainings every week at the fire department on different stuff, whether it be fire, EMS training. And then as a paramedic and a firefighter, we have continuing education that we have to do all the time. If I don't continue to learn and continue to expand my knowledge, I don't get to keep being a paramedic. They'll take my paramedic card away from me. So if you want to provide knowledgeable first aid and you want to be able to help somebody when it matters, take the time and learn it, guys. It doesn't take that long, and a lot of these kits aren't that in depth, but take the time, learn the equipment, and know how to use it properly. Alright, I'm done preaching. I hope you guys found the video useful. I wasn't trying to come across as an ass in it, but it's just something that needs to be said. So, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm going to have a few more up this week, hopefully, if I can get them edited and put together. And I'll see you guys in the next video.